Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, with a lemon tea now. So I thought I'd do an update about Anna. Anna Knezevich. Hope I'm pronouncing her surname properly. Anna is a 40-year-old woman who has gone missing. This feels very close to home for me because she's gone missing, although she's from Colombia and she is now an American citizen. She has gone missing in Madrid in Spain. And it's very complex circumstances, very suspicious circumstances that Anna has gone missing. Let me just put a picture on of her while I tell you about her. Because when her friends went to check up on her, this dog, Riley, he's always here these days as soon as I start talking on the camera. Right, sorry. Oh, let me just... why is that not... there you go. So this is Anna. No, Riley, come on, I'm doing a live. He's like, give me some attention. This is Anna. Anna is 40 years old, and as I say, her disappearance is very, very suspicious. Also, they on this poster from the Spanish missing persons site, they call her a vulnerable person and that she needs medication. So there's more details emerging about the circumstances as to why Anna was in Madrid and why they're worried about her and why she needs medication. But the suspicious circumstances are that when the friend went round to the apartment block to find out where Anna was when she didn't turn up for a planned trip, it was found that the CCTV in the apartment building had been spray painted black by a man in a helmet. And also, you know, like the doorbell, we're going to see it anyway, the doorbell in those apartment blocks where you've got a doorbell and a camera had been spray painted black, and the CCTV up in the vestibular, I'm speaking Spanglish there, up in the hallway, that had been sprayed black as well. Now, I'm going to put this video on my Learn, because I'm a Spanish. For those of you who don't know, some of you are new subscribers and you don't know that I am a Spanish teacher. That's what my job is, if you like. And I started this true crime channel. I suppose started off as a hobby, really, but it's become very popular. And so I do speak fluent Spanish. I've written books on learning to speak Spanish. So sometimes I get a bit of Spanglish going on. But also I'm going to put this, so I have another YouTube channel for learning Spanish. I'm going to put this video on that channel also, because there are people on there that live in Spain, some people that live in Madrid, you know, subscribers that have Spanish people and foreign people, if you like, not only British people, all different nationalities, but Spanish people also that want to learn English on my channel. So hopefully somebody may know something who lives in Madrid or in that area. So this is what's happened. So this poor woman has gone missing. She apparently was going through a difficult divorce with her husband. Now, her husband is Serbian. That's where her surname comes from. Knezevich, because she's actually herself Colombian origin. So she speaks Spanish, but she's an American citizen and her family are in America. Okay, so that's Anna. So what we're going to look at is some sort of updates just from her, listen to some things her friends have had to say. And I want to show you a Spanish news site, if you like, talking about this for any of you who are out there who speak Spanish. But obviously I will translate it into English for those of you who don't. But I wanted to do this in the two languages, so just in case of who's watching. So we're going to, because there's also been a bit of criticism in America about the Spanish coverage, and I've seen now there's lots of coverage about this case on the Spanish news. Lots of people talking about it. There are, you know, it's not true to say that they're not investigating it. They are investigating it, but obviously they won't be able to give loads of information out in an active investigation. It's not known exactly where her husband is. It's said that he's in Serbia, but he, as far as I know, he hasn't come forward, you know, to say anything, or he hasn't gone to Madrid. But I think they are estranged, but they're still married. So again, we don't know all the full details. So let's just start off with a report on Twitter that I found from News Nation, and this Chris Cuomo, he has been following the case a lot. So let's have a look. Now, I just want to say that he did this interview on Ash Wednesday. That's why he's got the ash cross on his forehead. So he must be a Catholic. Okay, let's have a listen.
Anna Knezevich from Florida has now been gone for 12 days after going to Madrid. Vanishes the same night a guy shows up, hiding his face with a helmet and spray painting over security cameras. And it's still a missing person 12 days in? Brandy, what do you want people to know about your friend?
Anna was a very calm person. She was a very intelligent person, very calculated person. She's a great tour guide. She's very smart. She's very intelligent. She doesn't take risks. She's not a reckless kind of person. It absolutely feels like a missing persons investigation because she would have messaged her friends, her girlfriends. This is what women do. Women message each other and tell them what's going on. So 1, 2 of her girlfriends, she would have absolutely messaged them, whether things were going good, whether things were going bad. It's very unusual for her to not get in touch with any of her girlfriends at all.
Anna Knezevich from Florida has now been gone for 12 days after going to Madrid. Okay. About your friend.
Anna was very calculated,
repeated
like a missing persons investigation.
Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to show you. Now, there has been some audio released. Yeah, here we go. That's the next one I want to show you. So there's been some audio released of her last conversation, you know, her last voice message. Oh, where's it gone? Sorry. Too many windows open as usual. When I have so many windows open, it's always difficult to find them. Here it is.
To Madrid. Vanishes the same night a guy shows up, hiding his face with a helmet and spray painting over security cameras as a person. So I have two for you. First one is a voice message, whether she had just met somebody or whether she was going to go. Okay. Voice messages from Anna, the idiomatic Nate going to his house, spotty cell service.
So
days
I'll play
after
this from the beginning, probably better.
From Florida has now been gone for 12 days after going to Madrid. Vanishes the same night a guy shows up, hiding his face with a helmet and spray painting over security cameras. And it's still a missing person 12 days in? So she went there, why? Because she was going through a divorce and she was trying to get her life and her head together. All right, she was planning to travel to Barcelona with a friend a couple of days after she disappeared. Never showed up at the train station, no word. Anna's brother Felipe says Spanish police went to Anna's apartment yesterday, found no signs of robbery. Text messages sent supposedly from Anna's phone the day after she vanished, saying she met some guy after therapy and he's great, they're going to his house, spotty cell service. People who know.
Yeah, what makes it more suspicious is these, even more suspicious, if you like, are these text messages supposedly sent from Anna but they look as if they've been done on Google Translate. They're really odd messages, both the English messages and the Spanish ones, saying that she met someone and he's got a summer house about 2 hours from Madrid, and she was going off there with him, even though she just met him in the street. Apparently, she was going off to this house with him to spend 2 weeks, which, you know, is unlikely, isn't it? And her family confirms it would not be like her anyway.
Or her say she didn't talk like that, she wouldn't have acted like that. And that the Spanish seemed like it was put through a translation app, that the idiomatic nature of it, that the vernacular wasn't right for a native speaker, which she was. We have now obtained, never heard before by the public, voice messages from Anna to a friend that, one, I think helps clear up any question about what was going on that day in terms of whether she had just met somebody or whether she was going to go do something, and just who she was as a person. So I have two for you. First one is a voice message that she sent to a friend January 22nd. That's a week and a half before her disappearance, just so you can get a feel for what she was like. Here.
Hey, good morning. I woke up, went to the gym, got the apartment ready. I'm gonna buy some like cleaning stuff now. And I fixed my hair, my nails, and I'm just heading back. How are you? I miss you too. Bye.
It's so haunting, that, isn't it, to hear that and to know that now she's missing in these circumstances.
Meticulous, you know, somebody who likes to tell people what's happening, right? Very detailed. So would she just take off and not say anything to anybody? Leads us to the next voice message. Now, this is on the same day that she's believed to have disappeared. February 2nd. She was last seen 10 o'clock at night. The guy with the spray painting was about 9:30 at night.
Right, so this is important. So the guy who did the spray painting, she was still alive then, because she was seen at 10 o'clock, and he spray painted the CCTV, etc., at 9:30. So he was planning that. You know, I feel like this is not only planned, but it almost feels professional. Now, they made a big deal over there in America about her being out on the street at 10 o'clock at night. But that is not unusual in Madrid. That is not unusual for Spain. Going out to dinner at 10 o'clock at night would be normal for any Spanish person. So it's possible that she may have arranged to meet someone for dinner, you know, at 10 o'clock, and that person, before she came out, so there will be no CCTV of her coming out because it had been spray painted. But there's somebody, she was seen outside on the street at 10. So she may not have been taken from her apartment. She may have been gone out to meet somebody, and maybe they sprayed, but maybe they went and picked her up. You know, so there's a reason why that CCTV was spray painted. There's you know, somebody didn't obviously want to be seen without their helmet on. Makes you wonder if they did that as they went to pick her up or as they went to meet her. You know, it just all feels planned, and to me, planned and what's the word? Almost professional. Because how many, even stalkers, you know, how many think that far ahead? But anyway, let's see.
Noon that day, she leaves a message for her friend. This is what she says.
I saw an apartment that I loved yesterday. So hopefully it will be mine. I don't know. I am now on my way to see another one, and everything's doing great. I'm feeling actually really good. I'm going on Monday to Barcelona with a friend of mine. It's just a day trip. We're going and then we're coming back. She's very excited about it.
She had a plan. She doesn't sound like somebody.
Yeah, so she had a plan. She was buying an apartment or looking for an apartment to rent. She was going to Barcelona with a friend on the Monday. So it doesn't sound like she was planning on going off with some guy for 2 weeks to stay at his summer house, does it? She's definitely not a person, I think, that would let a friend down without even telling her. Her friend went on the Monday to where they were supposed to meet just in case she did turn up, even though by then it was already, you know, looking very suspect because she hadn't been answering messages. So she was a woman who kept in touch regularly with her friends. So, you know, this is one of those where your heart sinks because you really feel there's not much positive. You know, you always try and think positive. I suppose the positive is she might be being held somewhere, but still be alive. That is a positive, I suppose. It is possible.
Somebody was looking to take off to go to some ashram, and she didn't mention meeting anybody. Joining me now is Brandy Smith, longtime friend of Anna's and of her estranged husband. They're going through divorce. That's why I say that. David, thank you very much, and I'm sorry that you're in this situation.
Thank you.
Brandy, what do you want people to know about your friend?
Anna was a very calm person. She was a very intelligent person.
Now, immediately she's talking about her in the past tense. I'm not saying that means that she knows anything or that she's done anything to Anna, but just shows what the expectation is not good, is it? Anna was a very calm person. Anna was. That's worrying. That's a friend talking about her like that.
Very calculated person. I definitely don't think that those text messages were from her at all. That's Anna and I when we were in Colombia visiting her family about 12 years ago. She's a great tour guide. She's very smart. She's very intelligent. She doesn't take risks. We were in Medellin. We were on the cable cars. She's not a reckless kind of person. So I don't believe that those text messages were from her either.
Now, you have experience with investigations. Does this feel like a missing person situation to you?
It absolutely feels like a missing persons investigation because she would have messaged her friends, her girlfriends. This is what women do. Women message each other and tell them what's going on. So 1, 2 of her girlfriends, she would have absolutely messaged them, whether things were going good, whether things were going bad. It's very unusual for her to not get in touch with any of her girlfriends at all.
Now, you know David, her husband. Does it strike you as unusual that even though they're going through a hard time, allegedly, that he did not go to Spain to look for his missing wife?
I can't really speak to that because I don't know what exactly was happening in their marriage, but I would certainly think that they met. I was with them the night that they met in 2010. I would certainly think after all of this history that they spent together that he would go looking for her.
You were at their wedding. They actually met.
Yeah, we don't know the exact circumstances of this marriage, so I'm presuming, you know, he's been told of what's happened. You know, we don't know anything about him really, except for the fact that they were estranged and he's supposedly currently in Serbia.
At that event. But you are not in, have you been in contact with him lately? Have you reached out?
I have not, no.
We have an open invitation, obviously, to him to participate in the reporting here about what's going on. If you hear from him, please let him know as well. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to News Nation.
So, and the last, so that's, you know, it's not very positive. It doesn't sound very positive, does it? And especially with her own friend there talking about her in the past tense. Anyway, what I want to show you now is a Spanish article. So as I say, I will translate it into English, but for the benefit of people who really don't speak English, I'd like to show an article in Spanish as well. I don't know why it's taking so long to load up. Anyway, this is Informativos Telecinco. Telecinco News is a big what's the word, is a big news outlet in Spain, Telecinco, and it says new details about the North American disappeared in Madrid. It just seems to be taking ages to... Anyway, I'll move down from that and start reading the article while that's loading. So, you can read, if you're a Spanish speaker, la investigación ha pasado a ser un asunto internacional. So this investigation has become an international subject, and in it are collaborating the National Police, the Police of Florida, and the FBI. Oh, hang on. Is it coming on? Yeah, sorry. Let me just go back to it. So they're looking for Madrid Anna Knezevich, a woman of 40 years who's 12 days disappeared. She was born in Colombia, but soon she... Oh, gosh, going too quick for me to... No, she was born in Colombia, but then soon she went to live in Florida, where she met her husband, and she worked for more than a decade. But a year ago, she decided to come to... So she's been in Madrid for a year. I didn't realise she'd been... Says that a year ago, she decided to come to the capital of Madrid... capital of Spain, to start again from zero, after taking the decision to get a divorce and superarse, I'm trying to think of the English word, and you know, fight her depression. So she'd obviously had some depression problems. So although she lost some of her relationship with her family, this is what makes me think, because her brother said she'd recently got back in touch with them. So when I heard that, I thought, I wonder if there had been any coercive control in her relationship, because that's often what happens, isn't it? You know, in a relationship with coercive control, they try and control your relationships with other people, even your own family. So it seems like she'd been a little bit estranged from her family. But apparently in January, it all started getting better. So yeah, this month in January, or last month, they had got in touch again. So it seems like she was moving on with her life, and we all know how dangerous that can be. So she had told them enthusiastically that she had a plan, you know, a planned visit on the 5th of February to go to Barcelona, but she never turned up. She never did the trip. So the last friend that spoke to her on Friday, the 2nd of February. And she assured her that she was in her flat and that she felt great. But on the Saturday morning, she didn't hear anything from her. So when she spoke to her, she said she was in her flat, but apparently she had been seen outside her flat. As far as I know, there was no disturbance in the flat itself when the police went in. No signs of a robbery or anything. So it makes me think that if the guy had done the black spray paint at 9:30, she was possibly seen on the street at 10. Is this a planned meeting? Did somebody get her out of that flat? But surely she would have texted her friend and said, oh, let's suppose it was her husband. You know, I'm not saying it was, I'm just saying let's suppose. Surely she would have texted her friend and said, oh, you know, I'm just popping out to visit, you know, because she tended to tell her friends everything she did. Surely she would have texted them and said, I'm just popping out or something like that. But anyway, as far as we know, she didn't. So it all came to light when one of her friends who lives in Switzerland, we've seen her speaking on one of the other updates that I did, confirmed that this same Saturday after midday, she got this strange message. So the first strange message, so she was last heard from that they know it was her on the Friday night, and on the Saturday after midday. And bear in mind, when in Spain we say midday, we don't mean after 12. It's probably after 4 o'clock. She'd received a message, a little bit of a strange message. Yeah, I met someone wonderful. He has a summer house about 2 hours from Madrid. We're going there now, and I will spend a few days there. Signal is spotty. I'll call you when I get back. That doesn't even sound like normal English. Or is that what they've translated from the Spanish into English? So one friend received it in English, the one before, and at the same time, in a parallelly, another friend, received the same message, but this time in Spanish. So one friend received that weird message, which didn't sound like normal English, to be honest, and the other friend received this message in Spanish, which again does not sound like normal Spanish. There's somewhat to me, it feels like somebody's been quite busy on Google Translate. Yes, I know. Everyone can see you. So as well, como alternativa is like also one of her friends decided to, so as an alternative thing to do, one of her friends decided to go to her flat, and that's where she found that on the Friday, someone had put black spray paint on the camera of the buzzer, and also on the webcam, the CCTV, next to the lift. So somebody knew where the cameras were as well. I think that's important. Now, I don't know if this is the new flat that she'd moved into. It makes you wonder, was it someone who was something to do with that flat? It could be nothing to do with the husband. So it's a real mystery. I hope the police, and I don't like when I've heard Cuomo and other people on there, her brother saying the Spanish police will definitely be investigating this, definitely. So she called the police, and the police must have gone in there. So she called the police, and they confirmed that nobody had reported a robbery. And then, last of all, on the Monday, the friend with whom she was going to go to Barcelona arrived at 11:03 at the station because they were going to catch a train to see if Anna would appear. But she didn't appear. So she decided to get in touch with the police and the family immediately. And now they're all involved. Spanish police, Florida police, and the FBI. So it is being investigated. So, I doubt if Cuomo's watching this, but he should know. He shouldn't be saying things about the Spanish police as if they're not investigating. They are investigating, and they're investigating in tandem with the FBI and with the Florida police. This will be a big priority. So, okay, just thought I'd give you that update as soon as you know, there's the 2 cases that we're following strongly at the moment of Samantha Murphy in Australia. Gosh, my dog won't leave me alone. And of course, of poor Anna in Madrid. And yeah, now, really, yeah, shouldn't feel too bad about. Anna could be being held somewhere. She could have been kidnapped, couldn't she? And she could be in that summer house, wherever it is, being held somewhere, hopefully, you know, unharmed. That's, I suppose, you know, it just looked so sinister with the black spray paint and that. You get a bad feeling about it. But it is possible that she could have been kidnapped and she could still be alive. And there may be a day when she's returned to her family. I certainly hope so. But I will keep you informed. And in the meantime, from me and Riley, have a good day. Riley, the camera hogger, have a good day. And any updates, I will let you know. Remember to live and love wisely, carefully. And until I see you again, may your God always go with you. Thank you so much. Bye.